Who's up, y'all? All that, you know me, silent, all that old shit. Peace to like I always say, peace to the ladies and fellas out there, and the queen of heaven and all that. Today, I was told to get a little message out about physics. Um, when you talk about physics, you connecting that, you know, with chemistry, energy is all aligned together when we talk about physics. You know, but it's a deeper understanding of physics that a lot of us lack because a lot of us don't give a fuck about that shit. That's that corny shit, that nerdy shit. I don't give a fuck about no damn physics and all that little shit. But it's important to give it some attention because it could allow you to realize who you are in certain forms. Now, if you think about the idea of as above, so below, what is the idea of as above, so below? As above is representing ethers in the say, which is outside of the body, and below is representing the physical, right? So, as above, so below is a term used for balancing out oneself into another state. That's basically what that whole as above, so below shit really means. The problem we have with that is that we believe that everything on the planet and what we are is what it is. We don't believe that we are more than what we have been taught. That's our problem. When I get on here and when other motherfuckers get on here and say, you are not the body, all you are is a soul and a spirit manifested into this physical body. Niggas think we're crazy. All these niggas out here losing their mind. These so-called spiritual niggas out here is really losing it. How am I not this body? How is this body not me? I'm able to move, I'm able to run, I'm able to take a shit, I'm able to get my dick sucked, I'm able to do everything with this motherfucker body. How the fuck is this not my body? How am I more than this body? Right? That's what everybody will say. They question how are they more than this body without asking themselves how are they even able to control the body. Ask yourself that. How are you able to control your body? You are able to control your body off of your thoughts, off of your perception. Your perception is how you control your body. Okay, so today I want to start walking. That's what you train. You tell your mind that's what I want to do. Then it goes down into the body to where you start walking. That's a perception. That's something you feel being manifested into a physical form. So that's a state of consciousness. Right. So you look at that in the same sense of you not being the body. If I tell myself I am not this body is not me, it's just a physical vessel that I'm in at this current state of time, to do certain spiritual work or whatever shit you want to say, or I'm here to learn or experience, whatever that shit you want to say, that's what it's gonna be. Your perception of reality is not gonna feel the same that it you used to feel before. You're not gonna feel like you are a part of this body, and you're more gonna feel like you're not a part of this physical realm. You're gonna have start to have a feeling that you come from somewhere else that's not a part of this shit. But it all comes from you changing your perception and looking at yourself as more than what you always looked at yourself as. That's what it is. I don't give a fuck about how I look. I don't give a fuck about this body because it's not me. I am way more than this shit. Think about it. How am I able to produce the information that I produce? How is these spiritual people able to produce the information that they producing? Because they had to go within themselves. They had to open up certain DNA uh, in them in order to get the information to produce it to you. They had to do inner work. It wasn't some shit that they always knew. No, they had to go in themselves to find this information. Because some of us, we come from a long line uh, of chiefs and a long line of master teachers. Me, I am a self-master teacher. So I'm able to teach myself everything I need to learn about this life shit. And I have done it. I'm a self-master teacher. And I'm one of the chiefs on the land, like I said before. And know my position as a chief. My whole thing is teaching honesty. Teach you to be honest with yourself and honest with others. Right? But how am I able to know that I'm a chief on the land? Because I had to do my inner work. I had to see the way I am with family. While I'm always concerned with keeping uh, a connection between the family, because I understand that the family is what breaks down the spiritual outcome. If the family not right, spiritually you're not going to be right. So the family got to be right. This is why Rod Hayes said, and this is why I had also had said it. You got to get the house right before you can do anything else. You can't step outside and start teaching motherfuckers if your house ain't right. You can't. You got to make sure your people right. You got to make sure you right before you step out the house. That's why you got these niggas out here now talk about they guys and they Anunnaki, all that little bullshit. They saying all that shit, but they not. Some of them not right with themselves. You gotta be right with yourself before you step outside and start to engage your energy with other motherfuckers. You gotta be right with yourself. You gotta be right with yourself. Because when you get yourself together and get uh, the ones that you are around, you get them together and get certain shit right with them. Then that's when all of the respect and the love is gonna start rolling in. This is when certain motherfuckers just gonna start showing you respect and showing you love because of the work you put in. They just gonna start giving you shit and you don't know why. Because of the work you put in. you're gonna get out of it. You put in good work, you're gonna get good work out of it. You put in bad work, you're gonna get bad work out of it. That's just how it is. That's just how this shit go. Just the game of the gods. In order for you to be the God that you are, you have to do God shit. Shit is getting yourself right and getting the ones around you right. Help yourself, but also help others while you helping yourself. Cause a lot of spiritual motherfuckers be in their head. Some of them, not all of them, but you get some that still be in their head. They probably don't help nobody. All they worried about is what they getting out of the universe. It don't give a fuck about what nobody else is getting or trying to improve something else within themselves other than getting some money out of it, you know. And that's not the right mindset to have when you're dealing with this spiritual shit, because when you get to a state to where you only about self, but you're about self unrighteously, then you got a problem. Then you need to do some self work, because the self work you're gonna have to do is letting go of the shit that's keeping you from realizing who you are, realizing your true self, and getting you out of a state to where you feel like it's all about you and it ain't about nobody else. That a lot of people misunderstand. A lot of people misunderstand this shit. On my lip, no, it's not a herpes. Man. Perception of reality. Stop looking at shit the way you always look at it, from a physical perspective. Perception of reality, a lot of things are not gonna look the same to you. A lot of things. Once you do your proper self work. Balancing all the elements within you is going to align you with all the states. Okay, so you have a solid state, a liquid state, then you have a gas state. When you align your Merkaba, those little circles, those 6 circles in between the Merkaba, is the atoms in you. That's the solids, liquids, and gases. And those points is pointing to them representing how you balancing off of every phase. So you balancing off of a solid state, you balancing off of a liquid state, and then you balancing off of a gas state. So you balancing off of those three states, and that's why you have um, those hexagrams pointing to those circles, because those circles is the atomic molecules that is in you, right? So um, it's important for you to realize the understanding of yourself from every standpoint possible, from a physical state and from a spiritual state. You have to know what you is. You know, that's what it is. Because the whole idea of vibrating high is what? What is the whole idea of vibrating high? When we talk about, oh, I'm vibrating high, or oh, I'm vibrating low. What is the real understanding of that? The understanding of that is morally of a state of consciousness based upon uh, perception. If you believe in the shit that's going on around you and you allow it to affect you, then you vibrate low. But if you see the shit that's around you and look at it differently as a form of something that may be something that you don't need to be around, then you vibrate high because you see that certain places you can be or certain people you can be around can have an effect on how you feel, right? So when you getting in to vibing high and vibing low, it's all based off of perception and the way you feel. The way you feel is gonna play the major role in how you vibrate. So basically, you're responsible for how high you vibrate or for how low you vibrate. Because people think that having sex is vibrating low. How is that possible? Sex is a love state. If you engage with sexual energy with somebody, that don't mean vibing low. And in a sense, that means vibing high. The only way you could be vibing low while having sex is if you having sex with somebody that you don't really like. That's the only way you could be vibing low because you don't know that person. You don't know that person's mindset. You don't know that person's intentions. You don't know who they are on a spiritual state, right? So you just get with them, let them, fuck the shit out you, then you get the fuck on. That'd be a way that you, in a sense, you vibing low because you're just having sex for a lustful experience rather than building a loving, chaotic force with somebody that you love and they love you the same. Right, so that's what can make that bad. Uh, if you're doing it for a lustful situation. But if you're doing it from a loving situation and you really love this person that you're having sex with, then no, it ain't bad. You're not vibing love. It's not. You know, that's what it is. You know, so your perception in this reality shit has to shift. Change the way you think, change the way you feel. That's what you gotta do. Because when you change your perception of certain shit, you gonna realize what's good and you gonna realize what's bad. Until you realize what's good and what's bad, you ain't gonna know what anything is. People think you being by yourself is a bad thing, but how is it bad when I'm by myself? How's it bad? I ain't bothering nobody. I ain't fuck with nobody. I ain't trying to kidnap nobody. I'm just by myself. How's that bad? How's it bad? The reason why it's considered a bad thing in this society is because they know the more you sit with yourself, the more you're gonna start to become invested with yourself. You're gonna start wanting to do something with yourself. You're gonna want to know more shit about yourself when you sit with yourself. Eventually. Because consciously, if you tend to do the same shit every day, later on you're gonna get bored of it. Because you just continuously creating the same thing. You creating the same scenario. So eventually you're gonna get bored in doing certain shit that you're doing. And once you get to that point to where you get bored with certain shit you doing, this is when you're gonna start to try different shit. Do different shit. Get out the house more. Nah, it ain't gonna be that. In a sense, you may want to start to learn something. You may want to start to educate yourself. You may want to start to get in tune to certain shit you was never in tune with before in your life. That bird came out and loaded that. Right? You may want to start to get in tune with certain shit, that you never been in tune with before in your life. That's how it happened for me. I had to sit with myself and learn myself so that I can realize something about myself. Because me, I always been a person that been to myself. I never been a person uh, that tried to, be a people pleaser and the life of the party. I ain't that type of motherfucker. Ain't the type. ain't the sense that like I'm a lame or something, like a nigga lame or he corny or some shit. It's just I just ain't that type of person. You feel? I'm more serious than anything. I just ain't type of motherfucker, that that bullshit, I'm just more serious. Cause for me, I feel like if we all uh, partying and doing all this old certain shit and doing certain shit that's keeping us, partying and doing certain shit, I feel like we ignoring the real reality. And the reality is that a lot of us is not right within ourselves, and our society is not right within itself. So for me, it's like, what the fuck am I doing partying, acting like shit all fun and games and shit when there's some real life shit going on out here. That's just my mind. So that's why I said they try to and they corny or lame. No, it's just I'm just serious, nigga. That's just what I am. I don't got an agenda behind myself. I ain't trying to be like other motherfuckers. I'm just different. That's it. I'm me. I make me who I am. You feel? That's just me. I'm just being truthful. You wanna go get your dick sucked by a broad you don't know? Shit, that's what you wanna do. I just got a little bit more consciousness, and I'm just a little bit more wise to be like, nah, baby, I don't know you. I don't know where your mouth been. I don't know who been in you. That's germs. I just got a little bit more of a mind than other motherfuckers, but I don't say that to look down upon motherfuckers that do that. I'm just, that's just where I feel. That's just how I am. I got a little bit more sense than that, but being with yourself, there's nothing wrong with that because it gives you the opportunity to learn yourself and understand more who you are. And that's what you need to do uh, at this time being in this world that we're living in now, because everything is starting to shift back to a spiritual land more than just a land now. It's a lot of motherfuckers that's realizing who they is and shifting their perceptions uh, to a more spiritual state rather than uh, the state that we have all been in for these many years we've been down here on this planet. So it's important to sit with yourself, learn yourself, understand what you are, understand where you come from, understand your your family line, understand what your family is, understand everything that you need to understand to gain knowledge and all. That's what you have to do because it's important. is very important. Because you have, I know it ain't snowing out this bitch. I just seen a motherfucking snowflake. I was about to say, I know it ain't snowing. This shit crazy. You got you got some people, you got some people out here that can't necessarily vibe in a high state because consciously they are um, accumulated in so much negative energy, right? To where positive energy, in a sense, could affect them in a way that can harm them, right? Because they in so much negative energy. A lot of people don't do their self work. A lot of people don't want to learn themselves, so they tend to be drowned and accumulated in all these fucked up emotions, to where if some real life positive energy hit them, some shit they ain't never felt before, it could damage them. That's why we talked about the mitochondrial DNA. Once that mitochondrial DNA is raised to a certain level, the motherfuckers that ain't been doing their work and understanding who they are, they're gonna be damaged by it because they ain't gonna realize what the fuck it is. So they gonna have a motherfucking malfunction within themselves to where they gonna be going crazy. They gonna be thinking they losing their fucking mind when the whole time it's what they call that shit an upgrade, a DNA upgrade or energy upgrade, whatever you wanna call that shit. That's what it's gonna be. And they not gonna know how to handle the shit because they ain't been doing their work. So that's why I said certain people can't never vibrate high because they just too accumulated in negative emotions. They just accumulated in that shit, and they just can't get out of it. It's hard for them because the energy now is shifting in a lot of ways where I can see to certain people are affected by this shift. A lot of people, certain people that I'm seeing are starting to feel different ways about certain people and feel certain different ways about themselves in the sense that they want to change it. They may not know how to change it, but they want to change it. So you got certain people that is trying to get out their own selves and get out the state that they have been in for a while, to change the outcome of their life, but they may just not know how to do it, but they want to do it. Excuse me. So what's gonna happen is they may have to start to listen to certain people that's gonna give them the message that they need to hear to know what they need to do for themselves. So all the weird people, the people that they thought was weird, they're gonna have to listen to them. They're gonna have to gain the information from them to know what they gotta do for themselves. Because if they don't listen to somebody that knows and has experience of what to do, they ain't gonna know what the fuck to do. So they just gonna be lost. They ain't gonna know what they gotta do. So they're gonna have to listen to somebody. They're gonna have to have somebody or teach or have somebody teach them the whole breakdown of what they need to do. So they can gain an understanding of what the fuck is going on. You know, this is what it is. That's what we're dealing with. We gotta go back to our natural ways. We gotta go back to how we used to be. This bullshit that we got out here now, this is not our normal way of living. That's why I talked about the importance for us going off the grid and going off the grid because going off the grid you have more resources and all that old shit. That's why I talked about that because it's important. Being around all this shit that we got, all these houses and these companies and all that shit, you ain't got no resources. You don't got nothing because the shit that you consuming in these corporations is not even fucking good for you in the first place. It's not here to help you. It's here to keep you stuck in the bullshit. You know, so it's important for us to go back to our, our old shit. Start planting vegetables and shit in your neighborhood, and then after you plant vegetables in your neighborhood, start sharing it with your neighbors. That's what you do. That's the part of the culture. Give out corn. Give out, kale and spinach, shit like that. Pass that shit around the neighborhood. Your neighborhood will work way better if they all on the same accord like that. It really would. You know, and also educating your community to certain shit is important as well. Cause like I just said about growing your own food, planting your own food, you could be educating these young girls about planting their own food and learning, how to live off the land themselves. You can teach these young girls about that shit. It's important. Everybody need to know how to do something for themselves. We can't keep relying on a failed system to be our savior. We can't do that shit because it don't work. Thing, the thing about us And where we go wrong with ourselves is that we we tend to not trust our own people in certain ways because, oh, I don't know him, I don't know her, I don't know such and such, I don't know woo woo, so I ain't gonna try to do no business with them because I don't know. It don't at this point. It don't matter if you don't know them. If y'all got the mindset of wanting better for your community and better for yourself and better for your kids, shit, hey, you just gotta suck it up and do what you gotta do. It don't matter if you know each other or not. You gotta do what you gotta do. We have to start trusting each other again. But you also have to be mindful to know who your people is and who ain't your people. Because a lot of motherfuckers that look like us ain't our people. You gotta be aware of that too. But when you find somebody that is generally aware of what we need to do in our neighborhood and what we should do, you know, then you good. That's just what it is. And it's important for us to know about this shit because I have also been noticing a lot of glitches in this internet shit. This internet shit been acting weird than the motherfucker. I know I ain't the only one that's been noticing this shit. This shit been acting weird than the motherfucker. Shit been going out, shit been, little flickers and shit, all that. Cause I told y'all, it's gonna come to a point in time to where these motherfuckers is gonna cut all this shit off. And they gonna cut all this shit off because they gonna try to see if we really about the shit we've been talking about. So they gonna wanna see if we about it. Y'all niggas talking all this revolutionary shit and all this shit y'all been talking about. Alright, now we gonna see if y'all niggas is really about this shit. So we gonna see if y'all gonna be able to control your own shit without our assistance. That's what they gonna wanna see. Cause they already gearing up to do that shit. That's why motherfuckers out here that's um still tapped into this internet shit, this internet bullshit, them motherfuckers ain't gonna know what to do. Because they gonna be like, how the fuck am I gonna be able to do this? How the fuck am I gonna be able to do that? The YouTuber motherfuckers, they ain't gonna know what to do. Because then how's they gonna make that money? How's they gonna be able to do the shit they doing without that internet? The shit they doing ain't really gonna even shit. Probably ain't gonna matter no more after that because shit, it's gonna be a different thing taking place. It's gonna be something that a lot of motherfuckers is just not gonna be ready for. They ain't gonna know what to do when that time do come. Cause it's coming. It's coming real motherfucker soon. I'm telling you. Most motherfuckers can't go without internet for fucking an hour. 15 minutes. Imagine a motherfucker gotta go without internet for like 20 days, 30 days. Motherfuckers lose their mind. Just because they're not able to get on the internet and see some shit that they done probably seen about 20 motherfucking times. But they want to see it again. Because they ain't got nothing better to do. They ain't invested in themselves. They need other things to entertain them. You know? So that's why they gotta watch that internet shit. I hate that Twitter shit. That Twitter shit, that's the worst shit to get on. Everybody, everybody that be on that Twitter shit, always in their feelings and shit. Always talk about they miss a motherfucker and all this old weird shit. I don't like that Twitter shit. That's the worst shit to get on. Motherfuckers be too in their feelings. I also seen some shit that I guess Joe Biden, he was planning to shut down all these social media websites. That's why I told you they planning to shut all this shit off. Because if they talking about getting rid of these social media websites, then they basically talking about shutting down the internet. That's obvious. Because it's a thing going around that TikTok uh, is about to be dismissed over here in America within, I think they said 30 days or something, or 60 days, something like that. They about to get rid of TikTok. You know, if that's so and that do happen, then that's gonna let you know that all this shit about to be over with. All this shit about to shut down. Because TikTok, that's the biggest shit out. That's the biggest shit. You know. So it's a lot of things that you have to take in perspective about your perception and the way you look at shit, and you gotta, get in tune with some shit. But I'm about to go ahead and log off here. It's silent, cheap silent, and I'm out. Peace.